the PlayStation 5 will hit at the end of 2019, and Death Stranding will be a launch game as well. So it will be cross-play between PS4 and PS5. What do you
Yeah,
think?
I mean, I don't know. Like PS5 seems way too.
Scorpio is coming.
That's true, but Scorpio, I don't think is gonna do that well unless they announce stuff that's gonna make it perform well.
Yeah,
So,
that's right. Yeah.
and I mean, we discussed this before too. Like, if the Scorpio releases at even $400 at this point, the PS4 Pro is gonna be $300 with a game. So I don't see it doing well, and so. When you look at when the PS5 might release, I think it's more optimistic to say 2020 than it is to say 2019.
But then it will be a 7-year console cycle again. From PS3 to PS4, it was also 7 years, while PS2 to PS3 was 6
You're
years.
forgetting the Pro though.
Yeah, okay, but that's like a 3-year. I think that's really a middle console. So 2013 to 2016, and then 2016 to 2019.
But that's
I really
why
think-
that's why I think they're doing what they're doing with the Pro though, is so by the time it hits 2020, the hardware that the Scorpio, for instance, has is going to be super cheap. So they can even add more on top of that and still have a healthy profit margin. And sell it like gangbusters. I think that's what they're aiming for.
I think that if we look at the previous console generations and the fact that we now see faster console iterations and stuff like that, and also the reason why PS3 to PS4 was so long was the financial crisis that hit a few years after the PS3 launched. So yeah, remember that like time. It was people were holding the generation was too long in the end. If we look back, it was just too long. People were like, the consoles were not selling as well, the games were not doing as well. People were, when the new consoles hit, everyone was excited again. So that's why the PS4 is of course selling so super well, because everyone was ready to jump on a new console because it has been so long. And I think that if we do this again, because if we look at the PS4 Pro, it's not this new step. It's just a console for people that have a 4K TV, or people that are super hardcore Sony fans that just want to have a new console next to their TV. It's really not this new step, and I really think that 2019, I even see them doing in 2018 if the Scorpio really takes off, because they have to combat it. Otherwise, it will be a 360 thing again, where Xbox to Xbox 360 was 4 years. So that means that the Xbox 360 is here, and a lot of people will jump to that generation, and the PS4 is still behind that. So
actually, I'm gonna make a little revision. I think that I think that you're right that it might release in 2019. Because of the fact that the PlayStation 4 was released 2013, so that would be 3 years because this one just released, and then 3 years after that's obviously 2019. So I think it is a possibility for it to release in 2019, a little bit more now than before, but I still don't think that that's what they want to do, just because 2020 I think sounds a lot better for a lot of reasons, because it would be a lot cheaper, it'll be a lot easier to build in more hardware. And depending on what Scorpio does, they might not even need to really rush one out, because yeah, the Pro is for 4K TVs, but that's exactly what the Scorpio is for. I mean, I don't really get what people see, and including, you know, your idea that like a new piece of tech, for example, like a PlayStation 4, a PlayStation 5, needs a super software revamp that has more features in it. I think that definitely helps, but I think in the end, people just care about how their games run. If they see higher frame rates, like up to 60 frames per second, if they see better visuals, if they see a better resolution, like since they just got their 4K TVs, I think that's all they really care about in the end. And especially now that the PlayStation 4 interface has been so refined, we're at a point now where if they just release a new iteration of that in terms of like a new operating system, it's going to be lacking features again, and people are going to be like, wow, this is missing, this is missing, this is missing. And so I think that's why they released the Pro, is so that way they're ready for Scorpio to combat it, because they know in the end, yes, people will see the Scorpio probably is a little bit more powerful, but they know that the games are on Sony system. They know that if they want to play Uncharted, they want to play Horizon, they want to play God of War, they want to play all these different games like Detroit and, you know, so on and so forth, Last of Us, it's going to get to a point where it's like, okay, well, what am I going to get on Xbox that I can't already get on PC? or what is on Xbox to begin with. Like Crackdown, okay, Crackdown's all right. Forza, okay, that's cool, racing. I can get that also on my Sony system. And they're gonna be like, oh, Halo, that's already what, on the 80th version of it, or is it Call of Duty now or something? Like what's
they
going
have
on
Halo
here?
Wars as well. Woo!
Oh yeah, an RTS on a console, guys. That sounds like a great idea.
That first one sold so well. No, it didn't.
So yeah, I mean, I get your point with the 2019 a little bit more now that I looked a little bit further into it and did the math, but I still think 2020 is going to be it, because I think right now people are just wanting higher frame rates, and they're getting that with the Pro to a certain extent. But I think
that the excitement for a new console is also like super interesting. You when going from the PS3 to the PS4, it's like, whoa, I need to get used to this. Whoa, I need to build up a whole new library, stuff like that. It's just exciting, and I think that we just simply can't lose that. And with phones, it's just not exciting anymore. But of course, a phone is something you need. You can live without a PS4. Maybe we can't, but I mean, you can really live without a PS4. Well, with a phone, it's like pretty hard these days. So, yeah, I don't know. I hope that they will show the PS5 in 2019. I think that will be great. I mean, also if we look at the games that they have coming, I think that there is nothing planned after that period. I mean, maybe we will see that at E3 2017, where they will show a new game that is like very early in development. But I think right now The Last of Us and Death Stranding are like the last big PS4 exclusives that they will release. And I think that if Death Stranding wants to continue, like build upon that and stuff like that, I really think that they will have a PS5 version as well, because otherwise you're just having this service on a pretty dead console after 2019 doesn't make sense.